But there is a darker layer to this story. The mask does not just change your behavior. For time, it changes your memory. Your brain begins editing your past to match the role you are performing. Psychologists call this narrative reconstruction. You start remembering yourself as the character you became, not the person you were. Tired desires disappear from conscious awareness. Dreams become archived. Passions become forgotten languages. You do not abandon yourself all at once. You lose yourself one compromise at a time. One ignored instinct. One swallowed opinion. One opportunity declined because it looked impractical. Then one day you wake up surrounded by the evidence of a life you built, and yet it feels like someone else built it. This is the paradox of modern success. You can achieve everything society rewards and still feel profoundly absent, because achievement and alignment are not the same thing. A trophy cannot replace a self. A promotion cannot substitute for meaning. The nervous system knows the difference. It always has. This is why so many people experience anxiety during moments that should feel victorious. The achievement arrives, the celebration happens, the applause fades, and the emptiness remains. The mind asks a question it has been avoiding for years. If I got everything I wanted, why do I still feel lost? The answer is uncomfortable, because many of the goals were never yours. They were inherited, downloaded, absorbed through culture, stalled by repetition. You chased them because everyone else was running in the same direction, not because your soul chose the destination. This is what makes the Great Realignment so disruptive. People are not simply changing careers. They are questioning entire operating systems. They are examining assumptions they inherited decades ago. What if productivity is not purpose? What if status is not fulfillment? What if belonging should not require self-erasure? These questions are spreading everywhere. Boardrooms, universities, living rooms, therapy offices. People are discovering that authenticity is not a luxury. It is a requirement for psychological survival. The body eventually rebels against prolonged self-betrayal. Sometimes it appears as burnout. Sometimes chronic anxiety. Sometimes a feeling so difficult to describe that people simply call it emptiness. But underneath all of these experiences is the same message. Something inside you wants to live, and it is tired of waiting. This is why moments of solitude can feel so uncomfortable. When the noise disappears, the hidden parts begin speaking. The voice you have ignored for years suddenly has room to be heard. At first, it sounds unfamiliar, and it sounds frightening. Then it sounds honest. Most people spend their lives trying to silence that voice. The real transformation begins when you listen, not because it has all the answers, but because it is finally yours. The ancient Greeks had a phrase carved into stone: know thyself. For thousands of years, humanity treated this as philosophical advice. Modern neuroscience is revealing that it may also be biological guidance. Self-awareness regulates emotional systems. It reduces internal conflict, creates coherence across brain networks. The closer your actions move toward your authentic values, the less energy your nervous system wastes maintaining contradictions. You stop fighting yourself, and that changes everything. Energy returns. Curiosity returns. Presence returns. Life becomes less about performance and more about participation. You stop asking who you should be. You start paying attention to who you already are. The transformation is rarely dramatic. There's no movie montage, no lightning strike of enlightenment. Usually it begins with small acts of honesty, saying no when you mean no, saying yes when you mean yes, admitting what you actually want, admitting what you actually feel. These moments seem insignificant, but they are revolutionary. Every truthful choice weakens the mask. Every authentic action strengthens the self. Eventually, the distance between the two begins to shrink. The canyon becomes a bridge. The conflict signal quiets. The nervous system relaxes. And for the first time in years, you stop feeling like a visitor inside your own life. You feel present, not perfect, not finished. Present. That is the real destination, not certainty, not permanent happiness, not a flawless identity. Presence. The ability to meet reality without hiding behind a character. The ability to exist without constantly editing yourself. the ability to inhabit your own experience completely. This is what life was waiting for. Not a better version of you. The real one. The one beneath the performance. The one beneath the fear. The one that has been quietly surviving underneath every role you have ever played. It was never gone. It was only buried. And now, for perhaps the first time, you know where to dig. The simulation ends the moment awareness begins. The mask falls the moment it is seen. And life begins the moment you stop outsourcing your identity to the expectations of other people. The invitation has always been there, not to become someone new, but to finally become available to yourself. The ghost does not need a new body, only needs to come home. And maybe that is what this feeling has been trying to tell you all along. You were never lost. You were waiting. Waiting for the moment you decided to stop pretending. Waiting for the moment you chose presence over performance. It's waiting for the moment you remembered that your life was never meant to be observed from a distance, was meant to be lived. Fully, consciously, awake.